Well, I clicked the button. I think we're live. What's up, everybody? Good morning, and thanks for joining us today for another weekly edition of the Tattoo Weekly. We're fresh off a drunk critique yesterday. This is coffee we're drinking. No worries. But yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or the Reinventing YouTube channel or podcast, let us know that all of these streams are working in the chat, or tag a friend who loves tattoos, coffee, and maybe would like to join us and watch. So we just got off of one of our weekly drawing groups as well. I saw Kier, I saw Melissa, Ricardo. They were doing their thing this morning, nice, bright and early. And we have other weekend and like daily shows too that are super fun to be a part of. So we'll kind of circle back to what happened in the reinventing world throughout the show. We'll talk about Bob Tyrell's father, which is cool. In about 30 minutes, we'll have Tattoo Lovers Care on to talk to us about their unique approach to how they handle their company. And yeah, a lot of good stuff happening in the world today, right, Gabe? How you doing?
Yep. I'm just checking. It looks like we are going out on the Facebooks and on the YouTubes. And yeah, yesterday's drunk critique was awesome. I got to get it started. And then Jason Lisa took over for the haul. And it'll be fun. We'll take a peek at some of the clips. You know, it's always an interesting, colorful roller coaster of a ride, right? And you actually beamed in for a little bit.
I thought, you know what, I was drinking, so I thought it'd be cool to say hi to everybody. And yeah, at that point, I laughed my butt off at a few things that that were happening. I saw like a 2-year-old Truly get pulled out just so that they could participate in the drinking. That was
Nice.
hilarious. But overall, it's really nice to see like it was day and night for artists around the world, and they were all drinking. So I thought that was super awesome. You know, some just woke up, some are going to go to bed.
That was fun. We had to pull in a couple people. You know, there was it's always fun when people submit their tattoos that you know, some of the good ones were like, hey, hop on the Zoom, and I think it was Lane, somebody, there was a tattooer who joined, so she got to experience it with all her, you know, some of her inspirations and whatnot. But hey, is there an intro? Is it I
Yeah.
guess we're supposed to say, hey, I'm Gabe from Tattoo Now, and then you introduce yourself, and then we do the intro, eh?
Cool. Yeah, let's who are you again, Gabe?
Sorry, I'm Gabe from Tattoo Now. I'm a computer geek, and I love using computers to connect tattooers and enthusiasts. And I'm here to help remind everybody to tag their friends who love tattoos and to give it a share so that all the algorithms dig it.
Yep. Awesome. And I'm Lauren from Reinventing the Tattoo as well as Raw Pigments. And I am here with usually both Jake and Gabe. So today Gabe and I will take the show away, but I've loved hearing your guys' input. I love hearing the chats. Hearing where you're beaming in from is always super cool. If there's anything in particular that you guys, you know, want to talk about, just shoot us an email or DM and we'd love to either have you on the show or, you know, talk about one of the topics. But I'm going to go ahead and roll our introduction clip and then we'll get started for the day. And we're back and we're off.
Hello, we're getting some comments in the chat rooms. Too bad it's not in French.
Well, that might be a little difficult, but hey, I will work. I'm down to work on it.
I was able to. I worked in Paris for a little bit. Je voudrais de frites. May I have some fries? Was all I learned. But I got tattooed there. Which side? Nope, this side. Tintin from Paris. He tattooed me in I think it was the late '90s, and I had a freelance gig over there in Paris. It was fun. Tintin is obviously an amazing tattooer, and I can't wait. I have missed the Paris tattoo convention, and well, hopefully he'll do it again at some point after all this craziness gets through.
What was the last show that you went to internationally? Was that Milan or?
No, I've done Milan. It was a while since I've done Milan. The last international show I think was China, maybe.
Okay.
I did that one. Oh no, maybe Romania. Excuse me, Bucharest for Costi. Actually, that's a video that I could fire up maybe of an.
Oh, that would be awesome. See, I've never done an international show. I was going to do London in 2020, the same weekend as Hawaii, and those are definitely bucket lists for a lot of artists. For the vibes in Hawaii and the experience in London. And actually, Jason and I, on the night of his birthday, were going through some of his clips, and holy shit, the amount of talent and spotty suits walking through London would have been.
The London Tattoo Convention was, yes, always very impressive. You know, Mickey's has a had a way of being able to bring together, all the different kind of schools of tattooing together, in one massive place. And, as a publisher, he doesn't inherently play with all the different people, right? And so yeah, it was always impressive how he could bring all of the right people together. And
yeah, some little bit of news item for you guys watching. I know that they were pretty upset because there was like a lookalike convention that was started. It was in London. It was called the London Tattoo Convention. So they made some posts assuring everybody that was not Mickey's convention, but that happened in the last month or so. That people are trying to kind of weasel their way in, but there will never be without like their whole group. And I know that things had changed with who ran the show and stuff like that, who had passed away. But like you said, Mickey has a way of bringing people together for sure.
It's a tattoo politics are definitely something that I don't know, they run deep, and there's I know people, I know Mickey, I know Martin, some of the other fellas that are doing the other shows, and again, right now it's just a crazy time to be running shows in general. And when Mickey does something again, he's going to have, clearly he's going to have tremendous support. And but at this point, like, man, it's such a crazy thing to, I'm looking at my schedule. I'm sure you have a schedule for tattoo conventions next year. And mine's stacked pretty heavy with smaller shows, boutique shows, some of them only 5 people, 7 people. But planning on going to Hill City, and I don't know, it's definitely it's still a crazy time, and I imagine it's going to ebb and flow like this for a while.
Yeah, I know that we were both going to be in Brussels, and that was kind of like when we spoke to Kim, he was really I would say sad, but his main concern was offering the best experience possible. So I think I respected that. I would have loved to go to Belgium this year, but I mean, if it wasn't going to be up to his standards, yeah, I'm definitely down to wait.
Yeah, no, I know Martin actually was over there and had gone to the Brussels show and said he missed me, and I was like, I miss going over, but yeah, all of the, it's definitely worth waiting for a year. And at this point, with sometimes there's lockdowns still kind of happening, and the last thing I'd want to do is be often it wouldn't be a horrible place to get stuck, but on the other hand, I have my family back here, and one of the people that we know who died of COVID was an American friend who was over in Italy, and then so that experience of like being far away and sick, and that's how you go, is not something that there's no reason. I'm happy to do this virtually for a little while longer. But yeah, anyways, Bucharest was the last convention, and I think I could actually fire it up. But
that would be so clips. Cool. And when was that, Gabe?
Previously.
Okay.
2019.
Okay.
But it's going to take another couple minutes to download, so we can move on. And before we do our interview, we want to let everybody know to stay tuned, because at the half past we have an interview.
Yeah, that'll be with Tattoo Lovers Care. So we'll kind of just show a little bit when he hops on. So that'll be cool for anybody watching. That Tattoo Lovers Care is a really unique business plan, and Jake and I spoke about him last week. I sent him a message, and he was happy to come on and join us. So that was pretty cool.
Could you Boston cream donut. Boston cream. They were talking about Boston earlier today.
Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, Boston
Reality
Crabs.
TV.
Yeah, exactly. So over here in my reality, I've we're closing up the year. We're, I guess, thinking about the approach into 2022 with the European regulations and all stuff like that. I've learned so much because I started with reinventing. I guess technically before that, but actually, learning the events and all that stuff has been almost exactly 1 year. So thanks so much, Gabe, for that opportunity. Man,
Awesome.
no,
Yeah. No.
it's so cool how when I first met you guys, it was virtual tattoo gathering where we're kind of just adapting, and now it's evolved into something that's so cool that's just wasn't available a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, and really, what I mean, I'm being very patient for, but it's the dance between the virtual relationships and getting to know people and through the chat rooms and even just lurking and watching. But then when you end up in real life with people at conventions and whatnot and whatever, traveling around, then all of a sudden all the virtual people become real people. And then when everybody goes back online again, everything just becomes that much more real because it's really easy to just kind of lose sight of the fact that, we're real people, everybody's real people, and the people that are online are real. But like, so again, just having that real world experience with people, is gonna again up it all again, because then we could actually, interact with everybody. But whatever, no rush. Again, we'll do small little events, we'll sell them out, and eventually, get back to the
I was looking
national
at this
events.
one
But
spot. I was going to do something for actually in 2020, I believe, in September of 2020. And it's this place that you should check out one day. It's Aramont School of Art in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
uh, oh
Pretty
yeah, I
cool
think I
little
remember
spot.
seeing that place.
Hmm. Yeah, it's cool that there are little spots like snug into the mountains or wherever it is where you can just forget that this whole digital world exists. Even though I love the fact that it does exist.
Yeah, the first tattoo gathering, the venue did not have a cell phone tower, so no one had their cell phone service.
Oh, that's awesome, kinda, kinda.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It did force everybody. Everyone was, again, 10 years, 12 years less addicted. But it was amazing for me as a convention promoter, right? So like on the way up, the phone wouldn't stop ringing. Of course, it was coordinating a whole tattoo convention. People were flying in, and it was in the middle of nowhere. Jiminy Peak is not, it's the least densely populated city in Massachusetts, or not even city, town in Massachusetts. And so getting there is not easy. There was a lot of logistics, and any convention promoter that's listening knows how much logistics go into it. And then you can imagine going an hour into the woods. And then we did the whole show, and it was the first time we did the show. It was kind of stressful and whatnot. And then as I was leaving and I was driving down the mountain, all of a sudden my cell phone got a reception again, and it just starts blowing up. And the messages, I got to listen to all the messages, and they were all filled up. It was filled up by like Wednesday afternoon. But part of me was like, everyone got the problem solved, right? I mean, or I guess maybe some people didn't make it, but for the most part, everyone got there. They got their things fixed, and so it was a little bit magical that year. Every year after that, there's been cell phone service, but what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, the 1 year. And so the Paradise Gathering, any updates on that?
Yeah, well,
Perhaps?
we have the venue, and it's the 20th to the 23rd. I guess for a while there, I was just saying full on tattoo convention again at 12:30. Yes. Okay. I have a hard out by 12:30. Yeah, I gotta drive to the dentist. My dentist actually has fired me because I blew off enough appointments. And as a tattoo guy, I appreciate anybody that blows off appointments should not be able to get them again. I need to find a dentist now. I have to make amends. If anybody has any tips on how to make amends with somebody that you've blown off for multiple appointments, I don't even know how.
Chocolate, usually. Well, it's a dentist, maybe not chocolate.
Fair enough. But they could actually get proper protection, right? They could probably eat all the chocolate they want to. But wait, shit, was there a story? I think I was telling.
Yeah, the Paradise Gathering.
Oh, the gathering, yeah. So we have the venue. At the least we'll do a BYOB again, and not even at the least. That was a lot of fun, and we could perfect that formula. I was planning on doing more tattooing, not a lot more. Well, a lot more because we didn't do any last year. I was planning on having a couple of rooms of actual tattooing. But we'll see. Part of it, we'll have some people that are confirmed and interested. The posters being made or edited. Kai Heitlin and Marcus Leonard collaborated on an awesome poster, but it's also kind of crazy. Like I said, I'm focusing a lot on some of these smaller events. So February 5th and 6th will be at True Tube's facility, the warehouse, the Red Tree Tattoo Shop extravaganza place.
Cool.
Doing Reinventing Live. So Bob Tyrell's coming out to tattoo and do some teaching. Jillian Marie does awesome tattoos. She'll be out there doing some tattooing and Q&A. Nick Mitchell, Jesse Smith, Conan Lee. Oh no, I think I might be missing some people. But that's happening February 5th and 6th. We're expecting maybe like 100 people there. And
I think I'll go down to that. I've been talking to Fawn a little bit about just like the tech aspect and what they have, and
awesome.
Apparently Dirk has a bunch of cool stuff too.
Absolutely, he's got the stage set up. I was pretty psyched with myself. I looked at it through the Zoom here at the space, and I was like, "Is that 50 feet by 30 feet?" And when he measured it out, it was 60 feet by 30 feet.
Oh wow!
But yeah, we'll have like 4 or 5 booths, and so there'll be tattooing, there'll be seminars, we'll be doing stage interviews, podcasts for 2 days. Art jams at night.
Okay.
Beaming in with a couple people that can't make it in person. But that'll be that's a real event. And then the inspiring tours, setting up these 5 to 7 person retreats out in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And so gearing up for a couple of those, maybe a bodysuit one, a traditional one, and then another surreal painting one. So if anybody's interested in doing like 3-4 days of dedicated study at a bed and breakfast, tickets are like $2,000 to $3,000, not like trivial, but it's like 3.5 days with awesome people that are basically you get tailored coaching and education. It's pretty out of control. And there's only, like I said, there's only 5 to 7 people. So at a bed and breakfast, it's great. Inspiring.tours, that's the website. Last plug of that. And then
all right. So did you want to show some stuff from Budapest?
Yeah, let me get to the let me fire that up. This is Budapest. So I'm going to run the first probably 5 minutes of this. What time is that? Oh, I guess he's coming up pretty soon. Maybe I'll hit it at the first good break. Just Zoom. Share screen. Share sound.
Welcome to the 10th Annual Bucharest Tattoo Convention, put on by Costi of Next Level Tattoos and managed by Maria and an amazing crew of people who are really putting on an inspirational event. It's been amazing meeting tattooers from all around the world who are coming to experience this. Costi has been making friends for a hell of a long time, so pretty much everyone you talk to here is, a great person and as well as talented or has an eye for quality. Romania is a beautiful country, as you can tell from all the castle footage and some of the amazing scenery that's out here. And the city of Bucharest is a mix of old Europe architecture and Soviet style kind of architecture. And the venue is really unique. An old European ballroom does so much for the energy. Every single tattooer, as you walk through the floor, is doing world-class art. They're pushing it, and they really care. I met a tattooer yesterday on Thursday. He took a look at one of the websites that has lots of tattoo events, and there was 10 of them going on that he could get to. But between the world-class lineup, Robert Hernandez, Bob Tyrell, Barbora Sharzen, between all of the amazing tattooers here, he knew this was going to be the place that he was going to this weekend, and he didn't regret it. Okay, so we're going to head inside and start interviewing some of these amazing tattooers so that it's not just talk, but you get to see what's going on here. Thanks.
Make something what it's kind of my passion. So it's the easiest way.
Sorry, let me.
And Joanna at the 10th annual.
Like as a habit, I never did something professional with my drawing until my teens. Let's say 16, 17. I started to charge some money for drawing, and I work in a print t-shirts shop to draw for them. It was before internet that everything was very easy to make, before Photoshop and stuff like that was very common. So it was a good job for a kid.
You were a practicing artist, though, right? So you were creating designs.
Yes. So after then, when in my teens, I started to get my influence from tattoo magazines, to draw them on my friends for Halloween and for parties.
Sure.
Hello, I'm here with Alex and Joanna at the 10th Annual Bucharest Tattoo Convention. I'm ecstatic to be able to talking to two really inspirational tattooers. And there's only space here for two of us, so what I'll do is I'll get behind the camera and then ask them questions, and we'll do this a little bit kind of discussion panel style. So
Yeah,
you
sure.
both answer and discuss amongst yourselves.
For sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Joanna Faferko, I'm from Poland. For now I'm working in my own studio, Black Pearl Tattoo. You can find me on the Instagram like Joanna Faferko, so it's the easiest way. And yeah, I used to travel a lot, and I started with my own studio 5 years ago, and here I'm first time, so later I'm gonna say a little bit more about this.
My name is Alex and I'm from Moldova, and at the moment I work in Holland in my own shop, which I opened this year, so it's pretty new. You can find me on Instagram like Eddie Pancho, so yeah, you can check my profile.
So the first question is going to be an easy one.
Okay. Both of them have stellar portfolios. Actually, the whole series there was full of pretty awesome tattooers. And so yeah, if you're a convention promoter or whatever, and dug that, definitely well, I don't even know. At some point, I'd love to come to your show and do one of those too. Yeah. Oh, I think you might be muted.
I said that's so cool. I always have loved watching the stuff that I've missed over the years that you've been up to that I haven't seen.
Yeah, that was actually kind of I don't know. I had some lost years there for a while. Where I was I don't know. It's amazing sometimes to I'm thinking about how I got even in my rough patches, like I was saying, I got tattooing is amazing, and I was over in China for some tattoo conventions over there, and again, Kosti. It was amazing. I'll just wrap this up. I hate fucking social media, and I hate how it works. And there was a time where I took like 8 months off completely, 100% off, not like 100% off and sneaking it, and once a week in the bathroom. Where it was like off of social media. And after 8 months, I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna tip my toe back in. I'm gonna check it, and I did. And there was a message from Kosti who was like, let's catch up, and I want to do some cool stuff over here in Romania. And I'm like, fuck. Like all of the encouragement I do want to have, but not from social media. That was it. And but it was also a good lesson. It was like, well, engaging with people from all around the world and their communication place of choice is important. Not engaging in, the addictive insanity of, the tunnel vision algorithm news blasts, to antagonize you. I don't want anything to do with. So I have to be very particular about how I can navigate through using the tools,
Yeah, just like I was at this, it was Golden State, and there was Nico was speaking real quick with Owen Paul's presenting. He's like talking about how social media is a tool, which of course it is, but the way he said it kind of resonated really. Just like any other tool in your toolbox, you pull out Instagram, that's your wrench. You pull out, Twitter, that's your hammer or whatever, but that's not you. That's just stuff that you use to make, exposure, communication, whatever it may be. But like for me, when I go to a convention, I try to put all of those devices aside and just be me and just talk to people. And I hope the same for others, where like it's kind of like a haven away from that fake interaction.
Real life, is higher bandwidth. I mean, and that's the way that our brains and our senses are designed, to experience it. Right. And that's what I was saying before. It's like, it's great to be able to use these tools. And when I met Kosti before when I was over there, but like, again, doing the videos and then meeting everybody and then going back, and then they see themselves on the videos and other people see their videos and then they see them in person, just that, again, it's all about, a lot about flow of back and forth between the mediums and, and understanding what they're about, and social media is, the scientists behind social media, not even secretly, are designed to keep our attention to sell it to advertisers. Whereas with, and I say this a million times, but like search engines or videos, these are methods to communicate with, with people that are searching for this kind of content. And again, when people are searching for it, there's a different mindset. And I'm also way down with long form. And even though, the social medias and the technologies are gearing us up towards, the reels, the clips, tattooing can't be squished down and compressed. Tattooing is something that takes a long time, and really big, awesome tattoos take a really long fucking time of sitting there with patience to both do and to get. So I don't know. Sometimes I want to make sure that I don't ignore, the reels or the clips or the whatevers. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that I'm not like compromising some of the stuff that makes tattooing actual tattooing. I don't know. Maybe I think about it too much.
I don't think you think about it too much. Those things are super important to think about. But yeah, so do you want to roll a couple clips from the drunk critique last night? We didn't really talk about that. And like you said, I jumped on because I'd been drinking a little bit, and it was just really cool to be in the same room as like a Bob Tyrell or,
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is. It's so much fun. I was talking about it a little bit earlier in the drawing group this morning. They're certainly rough and tumble, and it is drunk critique. What's really amazing is seeing the reinventors, reinventing people, both submit, but then also join. And, so some of them have a lot of courage, right? So they're watching themselves get ripped up by some heroes while drunk, and then zoom in. And,
they changed their name just so they.
People can watch it, they'll see. And but mostly it's a matter for me. It happens again and again, so it's not it happened yesterday, but it's not. It's to watch people go from uncomfortable communicating. I don't want to even say shy, because everyone's got a different version of whatever it is that they're anxious about. But then you can go from not being anxious and then a little bit comfortable, and then zooming in on some of the shows, but then zooming in with some real heavies during drunk critique after they went to town on some pieces. It takes a lot of courage. Again, it's amazing to watch happen. And there's also people that, again, they get picked out, right? So and again, to be able to facilitate it virtually is a lot of fun. Now, on the other hand, I really do want to thank Jason for hopping in. But I have my timing did not end up working out to be able to do the hosting. My daughter's home for college, and I'm not going to say I could get a little bit of drunk time, but I'm focused on that for the next 2 weeks.
Holiday break, huh?
I was hopping in, and Jason Lisa got to take over hosting duties, and he did a great job. I'm not sure he'll ever do it again. But
I wonder how he was this morning.
He did text me. He texted me back. So
okay, so he made it through the night.
I'm about to run a clip. Okay, look. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of jump in here, and I don't know where we're at, but we'll see what it is.
Nice.
Old salt sailors, and fucking, he did the Edmund Fitzgerald, that freighter that went down. Anyway, and then he's got a bunch of old wildlife stuff, eagles and fucking everything. And he's done some horror shit.
Actually, talking about his dad.
Monster and Dracula and Pan's Labyrinth. Remember that creature with the hand?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the eyeball?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did that. Dude, he's got. Yeah, dude, that would be really cool.
Does he
dude.
have an Instagram or anything like
Yeah,
that?
it's if you look up like R.J. Tyrell.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that video is paused, Gabe, for your screen share.
I was thinking of
Find
you.
it real.
My screen share's paused?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's because I moved it off my screen. Now you see it?
Yep.
I was thinking of you yesterday, man, because I was watching Blade Runner.
Blade Runner's cool. Like that.
You know,
Oh, my dad loves that movie.
Tyrell Corporation.
Yeah, yeah.
Richard?
I'm gonna script forward.
All right.
Coffee.
Looks like our guest
We all
is
have
here
Well,
as
I don't
well.
have any of
But
it.
so
That's
before
the
we let him in,
excuse.
Gabe,
You
I
don't
want
have a
to
drop of
show
alcohol?
off some of his work real quick to everybody. So I'm going to take over that screen share, you guys. So like everyone knows Bob Tyrell in our industry, but just to kind of hear him speak about his father was just incredible. And this is his work, which is, like he said, phenomenal. Zoom in a little bit. And he says he does all sorts of stuff. He's 81 now. And we were teasing about him getting tattooed by Bob, or him tattooing his son.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, well, that would be really cool to see. And as you guys know, they're from Detroit.
Yeah, it was fun. There was I think that one of the younger tattooers that beamed in was also from Detroit, and she was doing really impressive work. And yeah, so it was fun to well, like I said, just to be able to, even in these crazy times, to be able to help connect people is it's a lot of fun. Everybody
right.
go, if you do a search for Drunk Critique in YouTube, they are there. We pretty much just let them run as they are, and
All right, so let us let in the Tattoo Lovers Care. Sweet. He's connecting to audio.
Okay,
Awesome.
can you guys
What
hear me?
is up? How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
It's doing pretty good. I met you for literally like 20 minutes, maybe 15, back in Golden State. So it's good to see you kind of in the virtual realm out here.
Yes. No, I'm currently in my car on my way to the car wash to get it all settled, and then off to the office to work for the day. So.
Cool. So I'm going to just pull up a quick screen share to show off your website to artists watching to see what Tattoo Lovers Care is. But Jake and I were speaking last week about kind of like your business plan with artists. It's super interesting. So we're going to kind of chat about that.
Sure.
Cool. So for everybody you can see here, I just love your photography and all sorts of stuff. Your stuff had caught my eye at Golden State as well. So we've got your Tattoo Lovers Care, where you take a holistic and natural approach to healing and preserving tattoos. Also a little bit about science. That's always good to know for clients, artists as well. So with the Tattoo Lovers Care, what is that all about? How'd you get to where you're at? Because we crossed paths. I don't really know too much about you, but it was exciting to hear your enthusiasm for artists in general.
Yeah, no, we started, I want to say it was our R&D for our product started at the end of 2017, and we did our official launch. It was actually Cinco de Mayo of 2018. And when we, we're kind of looking to make our jump into this space, we saw an opportunity to really make a really great aftercare and skincare product line, where we felt a lot of the aftercare options in the tattoo space were a lot of grandfathered brands that were really in the space, but they didn't necessarily take an eye towards making the highest natural premium quality products that they could. So that's where we felt we had our opportunity to provide that to the industry. So that was our original intention, and we had one of our marketing partners that has a pretty big following in the tattoo space, and with me and my background in chemistry and natural products. We helped design the product line and bring it to market that way. So, like I said, that was back in 2018, and we've been going ever since. And we started with a handful of shops and artists that were carrying us, and now I think we're got 400 both nationwide and internationally that use and support our brand. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, absolutely. So what brought you to Los Angeles? I saw that are you based in LA?
No, I'm up in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
And so the Golden State show we did at the beginning of 2020, and that was one of the funnest conventions that we did that year. And it's always cool to go to like a Golden State or some of these other really big conventions and get to see face to face a lot of the people that are using us. And, we focus on giving them, cool stuff at their booths so that they feel part of our team and our family. And getting a chance to kind of build those one-on-one relationships as opposed to, most of the time we're either going over, direct message or sometimes we'll do a phone call, but, to build those one-on-one relationships, the conventions are the best place for us to do that.
Absolutely. So I know that you know my buddy Howie. That's actually who I was just hanging out with, eating chocolate with before I met you. I don't know how much you can really say over like video, but you touched on the way that you kind of format your company with artists, and can you touch on what that means a little bit?
Yeah, no. So a big way that we've kind of got out into the space, and I feel like a real grassroots way to kind of assert ourselves into the industry was working directly with shops and artists. Directly vending to them our products, and as it's brought on a lot of operational work to kind of deal with that many people. It's really built us a really strong community in doing so. And kind of what we're looking to unveil up into next year is to kind of reward those people that have been with us for a long time, and get them kind of involved on a deeper level with our ambassador programs and the other plans that we have going into this year. So, I really at the end of the day, the tattoo industry is all about the tattooers giving the tattoos. So if you're looking to, provide, a good product to the industry and you want to, really stay around for a long time, you got to take care of the people that are really at the core, and that's the tattoo artist.
Absolutely. Definitely. So what is the next step then for you guys? I know that with like Reinventing and Raw and, Fireside, we're all kind of taking it slow. We don't know exactly about our travel plans where we get that one-on-one. So for you guys, do you have any like spots that you're headed next, or how are you connecting with artists when you can't really travel?
The next show that I know for sure we're going to get out to is the Coalition show in May, and that's in Vegas. That's the only one we currently have planned, at least within the first few months of the year. We do a lot of regional stuff in California when we can, so that's that's easy for us to just take an hour drive to get out to wherever whatever show, whether that's an SF or some out in Oroville and places like that, LA at occasion. But yeah, no, the other way we really go about doing it is kind of setting the one-on-one times with people. And I think once we're ready to kind of unveil the next phase of our company, that's when we're going to really dive into that kind of work and get into get one-on-one with a lot of the people that have been supporting us for a long time.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was great to meet you, and kind of hear that you aren't trying to. It's not like an approach just to make fast money or anything like that. And I really respect that. And I really liked just hearing you talk and always circling back to what's most important. Your approach, the ingredients, all natural, and the artist.
Of course, yeah,
Cool.
no, and we've I just had someone DM us on my way over here about how much they love the product, and sent this long testimonial, and we get stuff like that all the time, and not just for people that are using it for tattoos, but I remember one case, there was a girl that she had I think it was diabetic foot nerve pain or whatever, and she was using it and it worked, and really hearing those testimonies of people using our product and have it work beyond just whatever means they were originally trying to get to it. That's really the most rewarding stuff for us, when the stuff that we're doing is actually helping people.
Right on. Oh, we have a couple more minutes, but how did you ever come across Jake from Fireside Tattoo? He actually couldn't make it this morning, so sorry to all the Fireside viewers, but how did you come across and cross his path?
I actually met Jake for the first time, I think it was in 2019 over at the Health City show. And I know we've been talking back and forth about trying to get onto the Fireside network. We actually did talk about doing a sponsorship with them too, so I think that's still in the works. But I respect what he does, where he's really trying to bring the industry to other artists that want to learn about different techniques or products or whatever it might be, and kind of taking an unfiltered approach to doing so. So I respect that a lot for what he's trying to do. And I met him, I think it was at that convention for the first time, and he's been using our product, I think probably since 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been with, using our stuff for quite a while now.
I wish Jay could have been on today and had some words with you, but yeah, he talks highly, and yeah, we really appreciate it. So before we disconnect and bring Gabe back in, how do people find you?
Yeah, the easiest way to find us is either at our website, tattooloverscare.com, or you can find us on Instagram or Facebook at tattooloverscare, and shoot us a message and we'll get back to you immediately.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, your response time is crazy, and I love it. I know that things kind of change over time, but I was like, holy shit, like, I really liked that. That was really cool. I feel like that you're close. If anyone has questions, you'll be there right away.
Yeah, no, that's in most of the time it's me or a couple other people I work with, but we're there to get back to people right away. So
yeah, it's nothing worse than communicating with an entity or whatever, and all you get is empty time,
or you just get passed on to the next person and the next person now. So
yeah, exactly. Well, I think you guys have a great marketing. My first initial response to your photography, your labeling, is just super cool, and I really like it. So I'm glad to kind of meet you a little bit more, and obviously the next time I travel, if I'm at the same spot, would love to meet up a little bit more. Super cool.
Sure, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll bring Gabe back in, and guys, if you have any other questions, just drop them in the chat. And yeah.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Have a good one. Thanks for hopping on.
Awesome. Cheers.
Yep. See you later.
All right, Gabe.
That sounded cool. I'm definitely. I think I just dry heal. I'm trying to think to myself. I'm like, how do I actually heal tattoos?
When was the last time you got tattooed?
I must have been out with guys, probably working on my arm here. It's been a while. We had an appointment set up last year, but or I guess a couple months ago, October-ish, and or September. I don't know. It was sometime over this last year, but must have been a year before or the year before that. I don't even remember. But yeah, no, that's cool. I like it when good people are kind of getting in, and it's fun. It's definitely not. It's challenging. It's not easy. Hopping into the tattoo care arena, but yeah, like you were saying, good clear photography, and keeping a good product out in the hands of good people is
I think that what I've learned definitely I've learned a lot from you, and I couldn't put that into words, but some of the things I've learned is that slow, steady scaling is really the important thing. Like, if you're in it in any sort of thing, as an artist, as a company, as a manufacturer, if you're trying to just hit it and take off right away, then it just doesn't seem like you're going to find that success. After speaking with you and Jason, specifically, a 10-year plan sounds crazy, but if you want to even try, I think that your eyes should at least be set on a 10-year scale, and then on.
Oh, 100%. And I guess my slow and steady, my slow and steady is somewhat constrained by circumstances, but also to your point, I have a lot of experience just growing things, outside of, my personal realm of leadership and obviously, so growing things within opportunity is easier than growing things within health, right? And in some ways, what can happen is, this is with anything, like if you have an advantage in a couple of different factors that are driving growth, then success can often mask issues, right? So you might even have an issue, but if somebody in this case, maybe a tattooer or a team member would leave, there's 2 or 3 people or 5 to 10 people that want to be in that space, and then there's clients that want to get tattooed by the new person. So so the issue might not even be able to be detected because it's kind of fixing itself, before it even gets there. And or it takes communication longer. Success can make some of those inefficiencies or even issues, either longer to detect, or you might not even detect them. So anyways, slow and steady within the health of whatever it is of vital importance. And with tattooing, it really does enable us to be who we want to be, to amplify us, right? And so if you're amplifying, both, as a client or as a tattooer, and you haven't, addressed your weaknesses, you will, because again, it's one of those things that, tattooing jacks everything up. I mean, it's crazy. There's no other thing that we're going to be able to do right now that affects us, until we die. Crazy.
You say slow and steady, but I feel like some of the stuff you work on is like rocket ship to the moon.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
Yeah, so we do have a couple minutes. We were talking before the show about your website for Mike DeVries. I was wondering if you could touch on that a little bit. That it just really cool and really interactive, and I thought that
I'd love to show it. And there's two reasons to. One is to demo some of this new technology, and I have been getting oohs and ahs. It's pretty fun. And then the other is the site is for tattooers, and Mike DeVries is doing this website's for tattooers, only tattooer and clients. If you like tattoos, and Mike is offering his services as a tattoo consultant. And what that means is, well, I'll show you here. So there's two reasons. Like I said, there's like it's a dual demo for the techie part. And it's amazing. This is something that I haven't seen too many places do effectively, and none do in the tattoo world. You see the main message here: tattoo consultants get expert advice for pro artists and the clients, free critique and consult. So the first state of a visitor or a person that's engaged with, this is a howtotattoobetter.com, and I think we're officially launching today or tomorrow. So if people go there, they will be able to get a free critique or a consult, right? Before we go through this, though, I do want to show off some of the text here, and all of these, the main buttons. Our main goal right now is to get the free critique or consult. Now, Mike does have a time for sale, right? So the goal ultimately will be 15-minute one-on-one coaching sessions. What he does for free is asynchronous. So, and we'll go through the quick consult. You fill out some information, and then on Mike's time, he sends you back, a free critique or a consult. The book live one-on-one is a 15-minute, virtual, probably via Zoom or another virtual method but it's one-on-one. So you're asking him questions, he's telling you answers. It's the back and forth. Anyways, now most normal sites will always have the same homepage, right? So this is always using the same message to reach kind of whoever it is that's visiting, whether somebody's a satisfied client, whether there's somebody that is thinking about it, or whether they're brand new. So, well, let's see. Okay, so right now they're brand new. Let's click on free critique or consult. I'm going to do this pretty quick. Gabe, and then Gabe plus test at tattoonow.com. And if you have a Gmail, here's a good little trick. This is a Gmail account. My normal email is Gabe at TattooNow. If I click Gabe plus test, it treats it as a unique email here, but you'll still get it at your Gmail. So you could actually have like variations of your email. Anyways, fill out your phone. How did you first hear about Mike DeVries? Here's some questions for tattoo artists, and then we have some questions for clients. There's a link here. So if you're looking for a free critique from Mike, you drop down the URL of the Instagram or the web to the image. If you are a client and you're looking to get a tattoo either from Mike or have Mike design the tattoo, and then you could take it to a tattooer that Mike recommends. Mike's basically doing consulting for tattooers and for clients.
Does that include, because Mike is also, just a quick question, Mike is also very business savvy. I wonder if he'd be, that includes like business questions in terms 100%. Of running a high volume shop or a product.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. He's basically a consultant. He's got a new baby, and so he's forked over some hours specifically to do this kind of work. And absolutely, he's 100% down with. Like I said, it becomes your time. Okay, so now I just submitted the form, and it's going to go off into a system where there's a task, and he says, hey, there's a new free consult. This is the link. And then, yeah, he'll turn around and email back a critique. So now this is the cool part, right? So we return to homepage. Now that the visitor has gone through the form, and we know that they're in the nurture sequence. So we, in the computer techie tools, they're now nurtured. So when that person returns to the website, now it's the same website, still howtotattoobetter.com, still the homepage. Mike DeVries will coach you to your next level. Book one-on-one time with Mike from 15 minutes to 2 hours for professional tattooers and apprentices. So now the homepage is geared towards booking the actual paid time. 2 weeks from now, if you get an email from Mike and you click on it, it knows that you're not brand new. It knows that that you're in the nurture sequence, so that you've already gone through the initial consultation process. So all these buttons now have changed. You'll see here we've got an expanded text, bring your current challenges and brainstorm solutions with Mike in real time for all skill levels. And again, this would be including your, any business questions you might have, or travel questions, and again, for people that are looking at bodysuits or large tattoos, Mike has an extensive amount of experience, getting tattooed for a long period of time. Okay, so for the sake of the demo, and again, I'm running through a demo here, we're gonna click book live one-on-one coaching. And we have our different packages here. 15-minute huddle, $75. These are introductory prices. But yeah, so you can get 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, going all in. So 2 hours here is like the in-depth strategy sessions. Here's kind of, I think, where that businessy stuff goes, but it looks like it talks tattoo business here. I mean, again, you could talk about tattoo business in 15 minutes, although you might not be able to get right into it. For the sake of the demo here now, so let's people go through this. I have a little secret link here that you're not going to be able to see. But now what's happened is we've now tagged the user a one-time satisfied client. And they return to the homepage. And again, now this is the third state. This is as a satisfied client, same homepage, right? Still going to howtotattoobetter.com. But now that the tattooer or the client has received some of the coaching, so they've gone through the calendars and they purchased the coaching. Now they're a satisfied client, one-time satisfied client, not an advocate. We have a fourth state, somebody that's a great client, a VIP client. This is somebody that's just a first-time client. Now we're going to encourage them to do either regular coaching. I also believe that Mike is opening up a full day of in-person coaching or consulting. So anyways, point is, we have the third state here now. This is amazing. So the best players and teams don't stop, or weekly coaching and monthly packages. This is only offered to people that have gone through and are a satisfied client. So it's pretty nuts. Now I'm going to show you one more round of personalization here that is that I've been working on. I've been geeking out this, so I do need to pick up a couple more clients. I am taking deposits for January, but if you go to tattoonow.com/services, I now also offer customized videos, customized interactive videos, and then I'll be done with this little infomercial. But well, like I said, anyways, if you go to the How to Tattoo Better Mike DeVries' site, you're going to get a free consult. Here, we could basically change this, change the name that we're seeing here, right?
You've actually got an overlay over top of that, so you might need to restart your screen share.
I'm going to have to restart it. Okay.
Yep.
Stop screen share.
I was a little buzzed trying to explain that to kind of a drunk version of Jason last night.
Nice.
It was funny.
It's well, like I said, I've been getting more than one oohs and ahs. There's some techie consultant type people who've taught me how to do some of these things, or asking how I'm doing the other things. So, okay, so this is the new services page. I'm trying to break down how all of the different types of things that we offer kind of work together, but people often buy them separate, right? There's the education stuff, business stuff, technology. The demo, part of what I'm demoing here is we can customize we can pass in variables to the pages, right? So using the CRM, see how that, welcome Lauren, huh? We understand technology business. And now we have a video here, even more fun. Check this shit out.
Welcome. This is
welcome,
a quick
Lauren.
video
This is an interactive
about
video,
the
right?
offerings that we have
So
for tattooers,
we're able
for
to
tattoo
pass
studios, and
some
for
of this
supply companies
personalization
dedicated to tattooers.
tags
Now,
and
I know that your time
variables
is limited.
that we're
My time's
using
limited
for
too.
newsletters
Well, I think
and
your
for the
time's limited.
website
If not,
homepage customization.
You want the whole history, the link
and
up
putting
here
them right into videos.
goes into the full virtual tour, and
then these
way,
videos
I
are also
all the time in the world.
interactive.
So anyways,
So you see
this
here, I
is
can
a quick
click, and
video
this will go
about all the
to,
different offerings
the
that we have. You'll see
full
below,
tour.
there are courses,
we
there's
could also make,
technology, there
hotspots.
are different packages.
So
now,
it'll
over the
pop
course
up
of
here,
the
I think.
last over 2 decades, since the mid-90s, we've been working very hard for tattooers, so we've amassed quite a collection of
Maybe I'll just
resources.
jump to the end. So
Now,
that,
it's
well, like I said, we
hard
have
to simplify
hotspots in
them
here
because they all kind of work
things that
together,
are
and
for
they
sale.
have different packages.
We can make
but
links to
this
the
is-
catalog
this is why I'm
items.
doing this little video here.
Um,
As short as possible.
our-
The other is to just straight up give a call
then we
or set an
have
appointment with me via
our
Zoom.
end screens become kind of
Before we
like
talk.
choose your own adventures. And so what topic would you like to chat about next? Technology.
Websites have come a long way since I actually traded out the very first website for tattoos, over 20 years ago at this point. Now, I
That's
was
so funny
programming
that that's
before
how
the
you
website,
started.
So for me, the pictures and words.
I
like
100%
still part, but
started trading tattoos for, it is kind of funny. I now trade money for, how do I stop
That's
the
pretty
screen share now?
helpful.
Yeah. Oh, there's a stop screen share. I started off, programming, freelance like Honda, Epcot Center, doing touchscreen kiosks, right? We used to charge like $50,000 to do interactive programming for touchscreen kiosks. And now people have them in their phones, right?
Actually, you know what? I saw Troy had the first one that I've seen at his convention. I saw it in Tampa. It was like these kiosks that were showing you all the artists with their Instagram profiles, and it may seem kind of like something that could be standard, but I've actually never seen that at any convention.
Well, it was the second Hell City. It must have been 18 years ago at this point. It was fucking forever ago. Sean O'Hara, the guy from Dark Side Tattoo, he was one of my main partners in all this stuff in the very beginning. Built a 8.5 foot tall tiki mask and with an open mouth, and inside of the mouth was like a big screen, touch screen. It looked like a kiosk or something that we would do at Honda or Epcot Center. Made it out of fiberglass. He was out of his fucking mind. He must have stayed awake for like 6 weeks straight, framing out this crazy sculpture. And and it was not trivial to transport. But at the second, third Hell City, one of the Hell Cities, you walked in and it had everybody's portfolio. I don't know if we had videos, but we might have. And we did that shit for years. We had a whole bunch of them. They weren't trivial to, they're relatively expensive. And, so I could say, I don't know if we were the first, but we definitely had them, 18 years ago.
I don't think he's the first, but it's the one that I'd seen.
I'm glad to see he's doing it.
There was your buddy Chico that you play chess with.
Yeah. He kicks my ass.
He had something, it was like when I went to his show, it was like a virtual place where they posted events, like stuff just for that convention in that weekend. So you kind of joined like this virtual community. That was also really cool. So Chico, if you're watching, I thought that was awesome.
We'll be setting up down at Inkmania June.
Yep.
And it'll be fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do as much virtual hybrid stuff as we can. Though there is a room across in the hotel where we'll be doing seminars and paint jam stuff like that.
Sure.
But cool. It's again, it's exciting to schedule things, but we'll see.
Thanks crazy. For Miss Roar Sauce for watching, and they say that's super intuitive. Love it. I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I swear I'm talking to some, and I was inspired by losing some gigs, to people most computer people don't even get it, right? I'm a little bit in between. Like I love usability, but I know how to program, and I'd rather not program because it's a tedious thing. But anyways, it's pretty cool. And I'm very excited. I have 2 or 3 tattoo studios where we could, when somebody goes to the homepage, it could show, colorful flowers, to the dude and the black and gray skulls to the lady. And if you go to the website, it'll show what you're interested in. Or if you go to the newsletters or the websites, it's, basically it makes sense to fine tune the message to the people that you're communicating with, as opposed to blasting like every message to everybody, without control. And it's fun. So like I said, if anybody's down with a couple more clients, I'm always looking. I also have a couple of people that I'm freelancing with. So I'm able to offload, not offload, but I'm able to take more work and with the bandwidth. And
Awesome.
like I said, it's pretty cool. And I will have more tattoo studio examples, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so that there's some people. It's amazing. I really appreciate the clients that are they're paying me to do stuff that they can't quite see in their heads, because like I said, I don't know if anybody's seen other customized stuff. Definitely let me know. I'm interested in those technologies too, but it's pretty fun.
Awesome. Well, next week I'm thinking Jake will be back with us. It's right after Christmas. So yeah, we said we want to try out for the rest of the year with the show, and so far so good.
Yeah, I'm psyched. And I when Jake wasn't able to make it this morning, I was like, I can, no worries. I missed last week. So,
I probably would have been pretty lonely without you. Let's just say that.
right. Yeah. But well, let's have people let us know if they have any particular guests or topics.
Yep.
And I know that we've got the booking link, so I'm going to send it out to a couple people so that we can do some more of those interviews. It's always fun to do interviews.
Oh, hell yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Thanks again, Gabe.
Awesome. Cheers, everybody.